Don't fucking talk over
Excuse
me.
me?
You need to get your supervisor
Okay,
here now.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to have a conversation.
You're
with you,
escalating.
and you
You're
are not even
escalating.
having a regular
You're
conversation.
escalating.
You're standing here.
Hold on. No, you're not free to go.
I'm not free to go. So I'm being detained.
No, sir, I need to see some ID.
Okay, well, if I'm not being detained, have a nice day.
I need to see some ID.
Sir, I'm either being detained or I'm free to go. Either
Yeah,
way.
if you guys want to go on, if one of you guys goes inside the bank and talks to the level together, maybe let her know that public photography is not a crime.
Who was really in the wrong? A camera enters a public building. Employees panic. A journalist takes photos from a public sidewalk. Suddenly, he's told to identify himself. A citizen records in public. Someone decides that isn't acceptable. 3 encounters. 3 escalating confrontations. 3 moments where authority, suspicion, and public accountability collide. But here's the question. Were these people protecting public safety? Or were they crossing a line they didn't fully understand? In this episode of Tyrant Watch Files, you'll witness intense First Amendment audits, controversial ID refusal encounters, and uncomfortable moments of police accountability where every decision is captured on camera. Watch carefully, listen closely, and decide for yourself who got it right. Be sure to support Tyrant Watch Files and visit the original creators featured in this compilation. The footage is real, the tension is real. The verdict is yours.
The employees are not happy about us filming. They're encouraging the citizens to say that they don't want to be filmed. No citizen has said, please don't film me or anything like that. Employees are very triggered about our camera, and he's very triggered about the fact that we're not sharing much information about what we're doing. But in fact, I did tell him pretty much what I'm doing. We're working on a news story.
Okay, hang on 1 second for me. Did you
We
guys
have the
to step
right.
out of the building?
Yes.
Okay, hang on 1 second for me. I'll be right back.
What did she say?
I said, hang on 1 second. I'll be
She
right
asked
back.
if someone asked us to step out the building.
And we are out the building.
Alright,
So can I speak to your supervisor? Because
Why do you need a supervisor?
October 31st, 2024. Inside a public planning department, First Amendment auditors entered to film what they described as a news story. Employees objected, police were called, and a disagreement over public recording quickly evolved into a debate about ID refusal, trespass laws, and constitutional rights. The question is simple. Were these auditors documenting public accountability or creating a lawful disturbance?
honestly, ma'am, they called for some camera guys, and we just literally saw you with your siren speeding through the whole town.
Right, but you don't get to dictate how I respond to.
Well, I mean, you should know that. You should have just told them that it's. What are they doing? You should investigate. You see, this is not a pub. This is a public place. We are not in a private property.
Right, but
as
if
long
you
as we
wanna
don't
have
interfere.
Any type of law enforcement act with someone like that.
What do you mean, law enforcement act?
Right, but you're trying to school me on my job, and I responded to a call for service where you're not even identifying yourself for them.
Well, I mean, don't we have the Fourth Amendment? I haven't broken the law. That's what I'm saying. We're here working. These videos are being taxed.
Okay,
So
and that's
we have the
fine,
right
but
to be
they
here.
asked you to identify yourself, and you didn't.
That's because we rather choose not to, man. We don't have to discuss our day. We nicely told them we're
You
working.
can't film over other people's
But yes, we can.
shoulders
We're
when
not.
they have credentials.
We-
going. They ask you
we-
to step
we're
away
not
from
here-
them and you
we're-
don't.
we're-
Don't fucking talk over
Excuse
Stop.
me?
You need to get your supervisor
Okay,
here now.
let's
Excuse
stop.
me?
I'm trying to have a conversation.
You're
with you, and
escalating.
you are
You're
not even
escalating.
having a regular
You're
conversation.
escalating.
But You're standing here and speaking
This
over
lady
me.
is. I don't understand what's going on.
Come here and tell me what's going on.
Sure. So we're working on a news story, right, sir? We're more than nice people.
You're working on a new what?
We're working on a news story. We have millions of people that tune into our platform, okay? We may not look like the average camera person, I guess, but we walked in there. We have the right to work in there. We're not trying to interfere with the business whatsoever. So we're just working on a video, brother. And the lady in there, they all went wild because they didn't want to be
So
filmed.
this is the planning department. What do you guys
We go
do
to
for
the planning department all over the nation. This is not
For what?
for news purposes. We have millions of people that watch our videos, sir.
What's your news story you're covering here?
We're trying to see how respectful they are in covering the service. That's it. And
What
then
service
obviously,
do you need from them?
well, we usually go and ask for public records and stuff. We're waiting our
Okay,
turn.
what public records can I help you get today?
Well, I want to know about filming in the lobby, first of all, since that's a problem. We have the right. There's no policy that says that we can't film in the lobby.
What
This lady
records?
just cursed me out for no
Fine.
reason.
Well, I apologize for that. I'll talk to her about that. I'm her supervisor. He's her supervisor. So we'll talk about that.
So
My question
you
is,
do
what-
agree?
What can I help you get from the planning department today?
Well, can you get them to respect our right to video record, because that's all we want. We're not here to interfere, brother. So we just need a few minutes. working in there in our video.
Just go in and film the lobby?
Film the lobby for like 10 minutes and that's it. We'll be out. Like, I don't understand what's the problem. The police never was needed here, you know? And we're more than nice. We haven't said foul language. We haven't been rude. I have everything on video. So this is not like a public place.
Statute 203-119, you should probably look that up.
That's 203-200.
203-119.
200 trespassing. He's talking about 203.
But we don't we need to break the law in order to be trespassed?
You're violating Nevada Revised Statute 203.119.
What is that?
Hey, do you guys want to be educated?
I'm talking to him.
And I'm talking to you.
Is he your superior?
No.
No. So listen, if you guys want to come in here and act like you're going to educate us, I'm going to educate you real quick. Under NRS 203-119, you cannot come in here and create a disturbance.
That we never did.
Cool. They're saying that you're filming over people and looking at
Well, that's their what they're saying.
Shut up.
Excuse
You
me.
need to calm
Do
down.
you want me to say it again?
We're
You don't
not
need
criminals.
to speak to us like that.
I'm explaining to you that you're violating
That's
the
rude.
law and
That is
doing
rude.
this.
You're interrupting him.
I'm explaining to
We're
you
not his
that
property.
He's telling you you're breaking the law and you're
I'm
interrupting him.
explaining to you that you're breaking the law under a specific NRS.
We never broke the law. That's
If
what I'm
you
saying.
wanna
Yes, you did. He's
read
trying to explain
it.
it. If you be
To
quiet, he'll
trespass, there
explain it
has
to
to
you.
be a law.
It's not
broken.
trespassing.
Do you have brain damage?
He's trying to say that we were
Whoa.
disorderly in there. We
Whoa.
weren't.
I'm explaining
You're
to
gonna
you.
be fired. Brain damage? That's nothing to play around
I'm
with.
asking you.
There's lots of kids and
'Cause you
people
don't
that have brain
understand
damage,
what
and
I'm-
you're making fun of it.
Cool.
Where's
If
your
you guys don't have
supervisor?
any business, kick rocks.
I need to talk to your supervisor.
You're not
need to
talking
leave.
to my supervisor.
You need to leave.
If you have business,
Okay, we'll go to the police department.
It's
We'll go to the police department. You guys are tyrants.
Go to the police department and film. Let me know how that works out for you.
Oh, you can't film there either?
No, you can't.
Oh, really?
Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
This is gonna be
That's
seen
great.
by
I can't wait
thousands.
to watch myself. Like,
Good.
I'm trying to explain
Good.
a law that you're violating.
We're not breaking any law.
Explain something that's not corresponding to this. It's not
Revised statute.
You should investigate. You should investigate both sides properly.
I know you know the trespassing statute, but you don't know.
You should investigate. Why don't you watch our videos and see what we did?
If I don't leave, you're gonna trespass me and arrest me? Leave. Under threat of arrest? Leave.
This encounter involves two major legal concepts: First Amendment protected recording and Fourth Amendment protections against compelled identification with reasonable suspicion. In publicly accessible government areas, recording is generally protected unless it materially disrupts operations. The officers focused on complaints and alleged disturbance, while the auditors argued that filming alone cannot constitute interference. From a professionalism perspective, the auditors receive a C+ due to escalating language. Officers receive a C for failing to clearly articulate a specific violation before discussing trespass.
What's your name and date of birth?
Well, let me explain to you. I'm standing on a public sidewalk, taking photos out in public.
And that's fine. I asked you for your ID.
I understand, but if I'm not being detained, I'm not going to produce any identification.
Well, sir, you need to move along there. Like you said, this is city property, so you need to move along. City right away.
What would happen if I don't move along?
You go to jail.
For what?
For what?
Yes.
Because I've asked you to move along. You taking pictures of a facility that.
Is that
houses
illegal?
inmates. We don't know if you're staging a breakout.
I'm not staging a breakout. I told you I'm a journalist gathering.
And then at this point, it's loitering because I asked you for ID and you can't produce any. You had produced any.
I'm not
You're taking pictures of a facility that houses inmates.
Right. I've explained to you I'm an investigative journalist gathering content for a story.
I need your ID showing that.
And I have no obligation to prove to you who I am.
Yes, you do.
If I'm not being detained, I'm gonna say.
Have a nice day.
You have a nice day too. You're free to go.
13 and 109. If you could be in route, please.
Are you
Who's that over there?
Are you trying to trespass me from a public sidewalk?
No, I'm asking you to walk along. Keep moving.
I'm not gonna keep moving. I got a job to do, so I'm out here to do my job. I appreciate if you didn't. I appreciate if you didn't interfere and obstruct with my rights.
Barbara was 10 miles out with them. We lost connection with our caller. Quincy PD has a unit 10
I'll go down there and see if they put the liquor store. See if I have any good patrol if they're down there. Oh, he got a scanner. That's why he know he's coming.
I'm a journalist. Journalists have scanners. Right? I mean, that's what journalists do. We have scanners. We know what's going on.
November 24th, 2014. Outside a correctional facility in Gadsden County, Florida, a journalist stood on a public sidewalk taking photographs for an investigative story. Within minutes, officers demanded identification, threatened jail, and questioned whether public photography near a prison justified a detention.
What follows is a First Amendment audit that quickly turns into a debate over ID refusal, reasonable suspicion, and constitutional rights.
What's going on? This is constitutionally protected activity, safeguarded by the First Amendment. I have every right to do this.
You from Florida?
I'm not answering any questions.
Because if you're from Florida, you should know that Florida also requires everybody to have identification, which is state law.
So you have to have identification on you at all times?
It's state law. Look it up.
He's a lieutenant in the sheriff's office?
Yeah. Even better. All right. How you? Yeah. Lieutenant, right? Sir. He had to take a picture of the prison and inmates. Don't want to produce ID.
Why are you doing that,
we
sir?
can verify who he is.
I've explained to the officers.
No, explain it to me.
And I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing is I'm a journalist gathering content for story. Investigative journalist gathering content for story. And beyond that, investigative journalist gathering content for a story. And if I'm not being detained, I'm not going to produce any ID. It's none of y'all's business who I am. It's none of y'all's business what I'm doing. It's an investigative story.
You need to produce something. Don't tell me it's none of my business. You had to taking pictures of a correctional facility.
That's right.
And we want to know why.
And I was taking pictures of the inmates right there. I've just explained to you why. I'm an investigative journalist gathering content for a story.
But you produce the investigative journalist ID as well.
This is my identification. A number I can call, or something.
Like I said, it's none of your business. Unless I'm being detained, I'm not producing any ID. And as a matter of fact, if I'm free to go, have a nice day. Am I free to go?
No, you're not free to go.
I'm not free to go.
No,
so I'm being detained.
No, sir, I need to see some ID.
Okay, well, if I'm not being detained, have a nice day.
I need to see some ID.
Sir, I'm either being detained or I'm free to go. Either one.
You're actually committing obstruction right now by not giving us an ID.
Okay, what's going to happen if I don't produce ID at this point? What will happen?
I'm waiting on that.
I'm not refusing.
Or standing on the sidewalk.
He was alleged to have been in the parking lot. Now, I personally didn't see it. I didn't see it, so I don't know. When I came out and encountered him, he was on the sidewalk.
Am I being detained or am I free to go? It's one or the other.
No, I need to see some ID.
Officer. I'm sorry, Lieutenant.
He got this off YouTube. Exact same subject, did this exact same thing on YouTube.
Right, this is
comical, and then he wants to write about it, and this is...
It's because you guys are infringing on my First Amendment rights. This is a public sidewalk. This is constitutionally protected activity. I've explained to you that I'm a journalist.
And you never stepped foot off the sidewalk?
I have never stepped foot off the sidewalk.
You would have an ID tag. You would have something.
I do have an ID tag, but what I'm telling you is it's none of your business. I'm not producing ID unless I'm being detained.
For security purposes, yes.
Sir, there's also a gentleman, he recorded down there. Yeah, he's recording right down the road. He has a camera.
Am I free to go?
No, you're not free to go.
So I'm being detained.
You're not free to go.
I'm not free to go.
Okay, this is not a public building.
That's not a public building.
It's not
a state correctional institution, man.
Okay,
You're Tiffany
and for
Parsons?
Yes, Tiffany Parsons.
What's your badge number?
37, Gadsden County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
Phone number 627-9233. And if you need anything further, I can give it to you.
Relax.
This is a security issue because
this is a First Amendment issue. This is a constitutionally protected right, safeguarded by the First Amendment.
Once you come off the sidewalk, it's a security
I've never been
issue.
off the sidewalk. Have you seen me off the sidewalk? Have you witnessed me on their property?
Videotapes. Can you
Go
guys
request
get a sergeant or lieutenant and let's just view the videotapes?
I have my chief of security in there.
Okay, because if you step
I never stepped off the sidewalk.
we have a big issue.
I never stepped foot off the sidewalk. I've been on the sidewalk the whole time. If I'm free to go, have a nice day.
You're not free to go.
So I'm being detained.
Temporarily.
For what reason? What's your reasonable articulable
Because
suspicion?
I'm conducting an investigation.
Based on what? What am I doing that's illegal?
I'm conducting an investigation.
What's your reasonable?
And my badge says that I can.
What's your reasonable articulable suspicion?
Be quiet.
What is your reasonable articulable
I'm
suspicion?
conducting an investigation.
Based on what?
I'm conducting an investigation based on a potential security issue.
Potential security issue.
Potential security issue. That's right.
I've explained to you.
Until I see the tapes, I have right to see the tapes. And after I see the tapes,
So you're going to detain me until you see the tapes?
Can you shut up long enough for me to finish talking?
Well, that's not very nice.
I don't give a damn.
Okay.
Until I see the videotapes, I am officially conducting an investigation. Once I view them and I see that you never step foot on this property, you are free to go.
What's your reasonable articulable suspicion that I stepped foot on that property? What's your reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime? Did you take an oath upholding and defend the Constitution of the United States, ma'am? Are you aware that this is a First Amendment right? Are you remaining silent?
I am pleading the fifth. How about that? Isn't that great?
That's great.
I can't drive because I've nerve damage.
We've got your white vehicle from St. Johns County, and I have all of your driver's license information. Your license is in fact disqualified. Now that I have both of your information, the warden of this property wants you officially trespassed. Do both parties understand and acknowledge that you are trespassed from this property from this point forward? I have a property receipt for you, sir, because your phone was found and I'm turning it over to you.
Okay.
Here is your property receipt. Glad to get that back to you. Glad we could identify both of you. You have officially been trespassed from the property again. I'm iterating that for a second, third, and fourth time.
I've trespassed?
You are trespassed, Mr. Thomas James Covenant.
Legally, this case centers on First Amendment protected photography and Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable detention. The auditor relied on the principle that public photography on a public sidewalk is generally protected speech and press activity. Officers argued that a correctional facility created potential security concerns requiring investigation. The key legal issue is whether officers possessed reasonable articulable suspicion before detaining and demanding identification. From a professionalism standpoint, the citizen earns a B+ for consistently asserting constitutional rights. Officers receive a D+ for repeatedly stating he was not free to leave while struggling to articulate a specific criminal violation.
At one time, there was a bank called Bank of California, spelled the traditional way. And I think they've since closed.
It's some kind of copyright type of things, like you couldn't have two Bank of Californias. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I have to tell you, because it's a security issue, we're not allowed to let you do this.
Oh, well, this should be interesting. So how, I gotta ask, because I'm basically standing on a public right-of-way, how would you stop me?
Well, actually, we call the police.
Now, are you under the impression that what I'm doing is against the law?
What I would suggest is come back after we're closed and nobody would care.
Come back after you're closed?
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to do that.
And after we close, then nobody would care.
I'll bet you $100 that the police, if they come out, they won't make me leave a public right-of-way and tell me I can no longer take photographs out here.
Yeah.
That's just silly. I mean, I generally reserve phone calls to police for people that are actually breaking the law. So I gotta ask, are you under the impression I'm breaking the law?
I have to do what I'm told to do.
So your higher ups tell you if somebody's outside taking photos of the bank, you call the police.
Well, we're supposed to go out and ask why you're taking pictures.
Okay.
And we're supposed to inform you that you're not supposed to be doing that. It's a security issue as far as the bank is concerned.
Inside, I mean, realistically.
And I can't have any further conversation because I just can't give you any more information.
But I mean, what would I be able to see? I'm just curious as security-wise. You guys don't like write account numbers on giant poster boards that hold up the windows. What can I possibly see through these windows here?
I'm sure the bank's position is it's a robbery situation if somebody's, casing the building.
Got it. But it's still not a crime, though. I mean,
well, casing the building.
December 12, 2024, in Yucca Valley, California. A First Amendment auditor films banks from a public right-of-way when an employee claims the bank cannot allow it. Police are called, but the core question remains: can public photography become suspicious simply because a private business dislikes the camera?
I don't know what that relates to.
Yeah. Well, taking photos of a building, but it's still, it's not a crime. I mean, the police.
But anyway, I'll let you go.
I understand.
And you've been informed.
Tell the police I said hello.
I certainly will. You have a great day.
Well, I'd have a better day if I didn't have the police called on me by people trying to violate my rights, but you do you, boo. You do you. All right, you heard the nice lady. She can't have me doing this, so she's going to call the police. Bank of California. Sad. Americans are afraid of their own shadows. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The terrorists won on 9/11. The terrorists won. Americans are afraid of their own shadows. What do you say we go around the side here and see what's over here on this side over here, shall we? I was baffled when they just stand there and watch me. I mean, did they think I'm gonna turn into a werewolf or something? And it's just, what do they think is gonna happen? They just stand there and stare at me. It's weird.
How you doing?
No complaints. And yourself?
Yeah, same.
All right. Well,
taking pictures of the local banks, or is it just
taking pictures of all sorts of stuff. What do you take pictures of?
What's recording? Just taking video.
Oh, gotcha.
Are you local, sir?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you like it?
No.
Oh, well, there's always other places to move to, I suppose.
Okay.
That's too bad.
Is there a reason why you're taking pictures of stuff?
Sure.
What's the reason?
I can't get in with you.
Okay.
Because I don't want to.
Okay.
I hope that's enough reason. I mean, yeah, I just not feeling chatty today.
Okay, sure.
So, it's all good. It's all good. So, are you just out here because somebody's taking pictures out here on the sidewalk and they called the police?
Well, it's not the first place you've taken pictures of, right?
I know. I've taken pictures all over America.
Okay.
So, you just cracking down on public photography, are you? Well, I'm just wondering what you're doing. I mean, you obviously stopped to chat with me, so I'm just assuming you were coming out here because somebody called the police on a man taking photos in public.
Well, it's not the first place you've gone to, right?
It's.
I mean, in this town.
No, I've been all over town.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures of all sorts of places here in town.
Okay.
You're just going around and chatting with everybody that's taking photos in town.
Oh, it's a slow day.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would be. All right, well, I hope things.
Usually isn't.
I was going to say, I hope things don't pick up for you. I hope.
Usually it's very busy, but right now it's a slow day.
A Friday afternoon on Halloween, I would think it would be pretty crazy. So.
Well, it's not dark yet, but once it gets dark, it's going to get dark.
All right, well, I don't know. You plan on going in and chatting with these folks?
Yeah.
All right. Okie doke. Well, you have yourself a spectacular afternoon. And don't take any wooden nickels. It's all the same. Don't take any wooden nickels.
Old saying?
Yeah, it's an very old saying. Don't take any wooden nickels. You've never heard that saying?
I'm old, but I guess I'm not that old.
How about what's the new saying? You're taking pictures, I'm taking pictures. It's okay in the club. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What is it? In the club, we're all fam. Have you heard that saying? Well, look at that.
I guess it's a different generation.
Oh no, that's definitely a newer generation. But 2 police officers for a man of the camera. That's crazy. It must be a slow day.
Just don't walk into the street like that.
Don't eat yellow snow.
No, I mean like because this I have to clean up the yellow snow.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I had no intention of playing in traffic. Is that something you have a problem with out here? People playing in traffic?
Sometimes, yeah, but more or less they get hit. We almost get hit sometimes.
Gotcha. No, I'm just doing my job. So, how about if I do my job and you don't tell me how to do it, and I won't tell you where to buy your donuts and beat your wife.
What's your job?
My job is taking photos.
I never told you not to take photos.
No, I know, but it's just strange you come out here and ask me. It's just weird. It's weird. That's just me. I find it strange.
Well,
how you doing? No complaints.
No complaints. Strange, but
nah, when you start telling me common sense things like not to play in the traffic there, not to step out in the street, that's just stupid. Well, of course I'm not going to step out in the street. Stand on the public right away. I have no intention of going out in traffic.
Well, I was about to leave. I was just saying,
gotcha.
Don't step onto the street.
All right, and please do me a favor. Don't eat yellow snow. That's just silly. Wear your seatbelt. Make sure you wear your seatbelt. Okay. It's just common sense things. I don't need you to come out here and share common sense things with me. Don't play in the street. Got it. I will not play in the street. Oh, I can play in the street. Is that right? Is it Deputy Cordova? Is it legal in Yucca Valley to play in the street? No, I didn't think so either. So Leon here thinks it's okay to tell people to play in the street, huh?
No, I'm saying you can.
I can. So there you go. Officer Cordova, or I'm sorry, Deputy Cordova, Deputy Leon has told me it's okay for me to play in the street. So if I'm out playing in the street and somebody calls the police on me out playing in the street, we can just blame it on Deputy Leon, right? You've done your job here today, Leon. I will dismiss you without further argument. You're good to go. You're good to go.
Like a Fourth Amendment auditor?
I don't even. I'll tell you what. You ask for my ID, and I'll tell you if I'm a Fourth Amendment auditor. That's what the Fourth Amendment is. No, I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan of the.
Legally, this encounter centers on First Amendment protected public photography and Fourth Amendment limits on police questioning. In California, recording from a public right-of-way is generally lawful unless it involves trespass, harassment, obstruction, or a specific restricted area. The bank framed the issue as security, while the auditor argued that suspicion alone does not erase constitutional rights. The auditor earns a B for knowing the law but using sarcastic escalation. The deputies earn a B- for avoiding unlawful detention but not clearly educating the complainant.
People that go out and they find police and they just kind of hassle cops. That's not my jam. I used to want to be a cop when I was a kid, so I don't hassle cops. That's for darn sure. But sometimes cops come out and you know, give me strange instructions like, you know, don't play in the street, or as his case, do play in the street. It's just weird. That's weird. All right. Well, Leon, you be you. You do you, boo, and I'm gonna keep doing my job unless you need anything else from me. He says he doesn't like it here. I asked him earlier. He said he does not like it here.
It's too hot, too cold, a lot of stuff, all the time.
No, he's not going to bother with that. He's not going to tell him that, you know, the man's not breaking any laws and you should maybe not abuse the 911 system.
I just thought it was strange.
Yeah, so they called 911. That's strange.
I don't think they called 911.
We'll find out.
Called the non-emergency dispatch.
Well, they called men with guns because they saw a man outside taking a photograph. That is so grossly offensive to me, I can't even put it in the words. So when a woman comes outside and tells me, I can't let you photograph the bank, I'm Gen X. I'm going to stick around here and wait for the next, you know, photograph the bank for the next 4 hours. You don't tell me I can't do something I know I can do. That's just stupid. So their mistake.
No one's telling you can't videotape.
No, they did. Yeah, she told me I could not do that. So if you guys want to go on, if one of you guys goes inside the bank and talks to the lovely gal, maybe let her know that public photography is not a crime, and telling a Gen Xer they can't do something they can do, that's just going to cause them to do it that much longer.
Your name was X?
A Gen X, I said? Yeah. No, my name is not X.
Who was really in the wrong? A camera enters a public building. Employees panic. A journalist takes photos from a public sidewalk. Suddenly, he's told to identify himself. A citizen records in public. Someone decides that isn't acceptable. 3 encounters, 3 escalating confrontations, 3 moments where authority, suspicion, and public accountability collide. But here's the question. Were these people protecting public safety, or were they crossing a line they didn't fully understand? In this episode of Tyrant Watch Files, you'll witness intense First Amendment audits, controversial ID refusal encounters, and uncomfortable moments of police accountability, where every decision is captured on camera. Watch carefully, listen closely, and decide for yourself who got it right. Be sure to support Tyrant Watch Files and visit the original creators featured in this compilation. The footage is real, the tension is real, the verdict is yours.